So for today's video, I'm going to give you a tour of my 183 square foot deluxe ocean view stateroom here on board the MSC Seascape cruise ship. Now we're going to do a quick brisk tour of this cabin. I'll show you all the pretty and important things that you might be interested in, after which we'll go over the pricing and all of the little giblets you may be curious about. However, keep in mind as well, if you want to book this cabin or any other cabin or vacation for that matter, this video is sponsored by the amazing Lux Valley Travel, our official sponsor here on this channel. They will give you the best catered experience that you have ever had. Link in the description box below. Now, normally I would save the view for last, but typically I have a balcony. I don't for this cruise. This is a porthole, a pretty large porthole at that. And you have this little area here. I guess if you have some binoculars, if you want to sit down over here, or whatever you come up with your imagination. I'm not here to judge. You do have curtains over here on this side in case you want to cover up this porthole, so it just goes over just like that. And well, if you want, you can have the entire room pitch black if need be. Working our way around the room, you have a mini bar here. Now, if you see, there is a keyhole. It has to be unlocked if you want it. Do it at your own risk because, as many of you know, the infamous mini bar could end up racking up a pretty penny. Right up here, you have everything you need for your ice. Room service is available here on board. Initially, when I got in here, there were 2 of these bottled waters, and they were free of charge, which is something you don't see too often on some cruise ships. Usually, you go on Carnival or any other cruise line, it's usually like $5 to $10 for a bottle of this size. Well, maybe a little bigger. Anyway, you got space here for a work desk. You have not one, but you got 2 stools down under here as well. This is the phone you want to call down to customer service, make a reservation, anything of that nature. Up here you got the TV, which by the way is on a swivel because you have the bed over here, which we'll see in a second. But this TV does come out. That way you can lay down and have, well, a nice TV watching experience. Down here you have 2 American outlets and 2 USB ports, as well as 2 European ports, and there is a separate light right here that goes directly above the mirror for like a vanity mirror effect. I always forget to mention this in these videos, but not today, Satan. The hair dryer is in this drawer right here. It's not inside the bathroom. Over here for the couch, it is reasonably comfortable. I haven't had any complaints sitting in it, but it does also pull out into a bed. So if you are sailing with maybe 4 people, you got 2 people in the bed, or you got 2 kids here, it does pull out and you can have a nice experience for everybody in terms of sleeping. Before we get to the bed, you have another USB outlet right here. You have your night lights and you have your master switch for the entire room if you want to turn the lights off without having to get up. You have these little cubbies here and they are on both sides. The only thing that isn't on both sides here is the USB port. It is only on that side, not over on this one, but you got the same other features as on that side. As far as this king size bed, I would say it's reasonably comfortable, not too firm, not too soft. I have had a great experience in it. And well, you also have this mirror here that's facing the bed, which, I mean, I was trying to figure it out because, I mean, like, I guess when you're getting dressed, there's not a lot of room for you to back up and really get a good view of yourself, but I would say overall it's a pretty reasonably nice location. Here you got your closet space, which I would say it's functional. You got your safe over here, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but it definitely does the job. Here on this side as well, you have some shelving space, you have the hangers, and then you have some space for your shoes or these little cubbies down here for whatever you want to use them for. Finally, as we make our way to the bathroom, you do have the thermostat. You want it warmer, you press this button up here. You want it cooler, well, you get the idea. This is the switch for the restroom. But before we go inside, you have hanger hooks on this side, and then you have your switches for do not disturb, make up the room. And for the power, you do have to put in your key card. Unfortunately, a credit card does not work to replace this one. Finally, let's check out the bathroom. As you can see, it's a reasonable size and pretty well designed. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a big guy by any means. I'm 5'6.5", and well, I would say even if somebody's like maybe like 6 foot tall, they probably wouldn't have too much of a problem in here. But just looking around, of course, you've got your towel racks, you've got your mirror over here. If you want to get a closer look, you're putting on makeup, anything like that. Mirrors over here. Here's your sink, your soap, your glasses for anything you need, your shelving space, your porcelain throne, toilet paper. There is a little shelf space over here. There's some additional room over there if you want to put something inside there. And then you have the shower, which again, it's not that large, but it's definitely functional. It does the job. You got a detachable shower head, and then all of your soaps and liquids. Now, as far as the price for this 183 square foot deluxe ocean view stateroom, after the port fees and taxes, as well as an add-on, which of course I took the drink package, it came out to $590.42. I believe the base price before everything was roughly $250, $247, something around that area, which honestly for a 2-night, 3-day cruise is really not that bad at all. They have different packages as well, ranging from the Bella, Aurora, and Fantasia being the top tier. And essentially what this does is add on more more amenities and dining options like the specialty dining restaurants as well as the spa. However, I got the basic, so pretty much I got the no frills package except for the drinks, of course, and well, everything else I'm gonna have to pay additional for. The price of the Wi-Fi does go anywhere between $20 up to $27, $30-ish per day, and that is determined by the amount of devices you use as well as if you are using the standard Wi-Fi versus the high-speed internet or the premium. All in all, would I say it's a good deal? Yeah, honestly, for about $600 to go on a 2-day cruise to just get away for a while with unlimited drinks. Well, I think now MSC is doing 15 per day. I gotta go check that when I get out there. But yeah, it is worth it. I think it was like $100 additional for a balcony. Would I have invested that money? Yeah, probably. I think that would have been worth it. But nevertheless, this is still pretty cool. Not a bad deal. Anywho, that's what we have for the video. I hope you guys found it informative and enjoyable. Once again, hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to book a cruise, make sure you check out Lux Rally. Link in the description box below or pinned in the comments. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later. Take it easy.